Master?
I didn't expect to see you so soon.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to my Ahsoka Episode 5 preview video. We are going to be going over everything that we know about the upcoming episode into the regards of its release, and the time that it's releasing, an overall plot synopsis of this episode, so what we know into the regards of the plot details for this episode, as well, of course, a handful of our own fan theories. We're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. It's no secret that Ahsoka Episode 5 is going to be a special one. After Episode 4 of Ahsoka had ended with the shocking reveal of Ahsoka's near death and her reunion with Anakin Skywalker and an otherworldly realm, the world between worlds, Episode 5 is gearing up to be one of the most anticipated episodes of Star Wars TV ever, and it's definitely getting a special treatment because of that as well. So for starters, unlike the rest of the Disney Plus lineup, Ahsoka is not released in the early hours of the morning, of course. Instead of a typical Wednesday release at like 3 in the morning for us Eastern Standard Time, Ahsoka is releasing during the prime time hours of Tuesday evening of around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The episode will also be dropping today at the time of recording and publishing this video, September 12th, Tuesday, Tano Tuesday. This is going to be a very special episode though, however, as I had mentioned, because this episode is going to be released in select theaters across the United States, although the unfortunate part about that is that it's literally playing in like 10 theaters across the entire country. Big deal, of course, and it's fun if you're near one of those locations. I have another video discussing and talking about that already. Although not just that, because it's going to be released in theaters, that we know that this is going to be quite a truly epic episode of Ahsoka. It's going to be directed by the legendary Dave Filoni himself, who took on episode 1 of the show. He wrote the entirety of the show as well, and he's the creator of Ahsoka and a lot of the characters that we've seen so far in the Ahsoka show. I also want to mention that while yes, I have a whole nother video discussing this here on the channel already, we do know that this episode is going to clock in at around 49 minutes long. That there is with its credits and its recap at the beginning of the episode. Without the recap and the credits at the end of the episode, it's more or less closer to like 46-45 minutes long. Based off of the runtime information, it seems quite solid and very similar to like just about every other live action Star Wars show, clocking in at close to that hour long or 45 minutes runtime there overall. That really just tells us that hopefully shouldn't be that much filler for this episode, hopefully, especially as I had mentioned, based off what we saw not just throughout episode 4, but especially with the big reveal at the end of episode 4, setting up a lot of different things, not just with Ahsoka ending up in the world between worlds and having her reunion with Anakin Skywalker, her former master from the Clone Wars animated show. But let's not forget that Morgan Elsbeth, Baylan, and his apprentice Shin-Hati, alongside with Sabine as a hostage, have finally made that big jump into hyperspace as they are now traveling into a whole nother galaxy of where Thrawn and Ezra both presumably actually are going to be. Okay, I'm holding out a lot of hope for this as an overall, I guess, theory, if you want to put it underneath that category, but I'm certain, fingers crossed, that this will be the episode of where Thrawn and Ezra, hopefully, will be actually revealed in this episode. I think that Morgan Elsbeth and co, with Baylan and his apprentice Shin-Hati, as I had mentioned, will finally arrive in that other galaxy. I do have a small feeling though, however, that this is going to be closer towards the end of the episode, if for anything, and that really the entirety of the episode on like that whole subplot of like Morgan Elsbeth and this giant hyperspace ring, and with Baylan and Shin, of course, and Sabine as well, is going to kind of be a little bit fillerish, if I'm being completely honest and transparent. Like, I just don't believe that there's going to be a lot going on with that overall subplot until the end of the episode of where they're actually arriving in this other galaxy, because let's face it, they are making one of the largest hyperdrive jumps that we've ever seen in Star Wars canon here, and it's quite a big one. They're traveling to a whole nother galaxy. This is something that we've never seen within the Star Wars universe, so this is a first, and I think, and alongside with a lot of other fans, think that this is going to take quite some time, so that time is going to be kind of filled up or acting as that filler throughout the episode, and they will hopefully arrive in that other galaxy towards the end of the episode and give us the big reveal of Thrawn, and presumably maybe Ezra Bridger as like a small teaser, give us a sign that he's also going to be there and show up in the next episode, episode 6 probably. That is my overall theory and fan guess on like that end of things. As for Ahsoka being in the world between worlds and Anakin Skywalker, that huge cliffhanger that we had at the end of episode 4 with the mid-season finale there in a way kind of as well, that was much of a cliffhanger. There's a lot of explanations that they have to do for that, and Dave Filoni is going to tackle it, and it's going to be amazing. I already know it. I think if it wasn't clear, yes, we're definitely 110% seeing more Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker in this episode. They're going to give us a full rundown on like why he's there, and also like a more in-depth explanation on the world between worlds. They had explained it once in the animated Star Wars Rebels of when this whole like different dimension and realm was like first introduced. But to catch a lot of other fans up to pace and to speed here, I believe that they'll do the same again for this episode. Just a small crash course, I think, if for anything. That hopefully won't take up much of the episode. Now, a lot of people have a lot of different fan theories as for Anakin Skywalker being in the world between worlds. I have a whole like kind of breakdown video and theory video here on the channel already, but really a short crash course of my thoughts on that is a lot of people believe him to like not be actually like Anakin Skywalker. He doesn't appear to be very Force ghostly, and my main thing of why I don't necessarily believe this to be like the true Anakin Skywalker, well, I think the big like obvious one at the very end of that episode, if you listen very closely, you will actually hear Vader's theme playing right as the credits are about to hit. So that's like the one giveaway that this really isn't Anakin Skywalker, and that or something bad is going to happen in this episode. Also for the fact of that he also has his robotic hand or glove as seen in this episode. When we see him at the end of Return of the Jedi in like the special edition or the re-release of where George Lucas had taken Hayden Christensen and had swapped him out for the other actor, he actually has like normal like hands comparing to as how we see Anakin in the world between worlds. Here he has a robotic hand and his normal other hand. There's also been a lot of talk about his lightsaber actually being Darth Vader's lightsaber instead of his like actual Revenge of the Sith Skywalker Legacy lightsaber, although I will say I don't buy onto that theory as much. Anyway, we're definitely in for a treat for Ahsoka episode 5. This is just going to be an incredible experience. I mean, there's a lot of different questions and theories that they have out there to answer. I don't believe that they're going to get to all of them in this single episode, but boy am I hyped. Of course, I will have my reaction video right after the episode has premiered here on the channel, so stay tuned for that by hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified for when that video is coming out. We're also discussing and talking about all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel, so if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button and join us here today. I'll also have our breakdown video for Ahsoka episode 5, as well as the continuing following episodes each and every week with all the different Easter eggs, things that you might have missed, and references throughout these episodes. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Of course, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions and theories and speculations for Ahsoka episode 5 in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.